Here in Seminole County, a man who was sentenced to die, literally was on death row, has had all charges against him dropped.
I do know that nobody believed me back then. No one. Besides my mother, nobody believed me.
Aguirre-Jarquin prepared food and cleaned dishes at his restaurant job. He had fled his home country of Honduras as drug traffickers attempted to coerce him into joining their gang. This was how he got into the country illegally. He had dreams of a bright future. Life looked promising. But everything changed on the morning of June 17, 2004.
It started in 2004 when the Honduran immigrant was accused of killing 2 women, a mother and her adult daughter, in their trailer.
When 47-year-old Cheryl Williams and 68-year-old Carol Bareis were found stabbed to death in their home. Cheryl Williams died from bleeding to death after being stabbed and cut 129 times. Bareis was lying on the floor of her living room beside her wheelchair, partially disabled from a stroke. She had been stabbed twice. The police discovered a bloody 10-inch kitchen knife between the crime scene and the next door. After arriving at the scene, Samantha expressed her gut feeling, a strong suspicion that the perpetrator was Clemente Aguirre-Jarquin. Aguirre-Jarquin, however, went to the police later that day and claimed he had run out of beer after drinking over the night. He said he walked next door to ask for beer because the store would not open for another hour. He claimed that after entering via the front door, which was never locked, he discovered Cheryl had passed away. He was taken into custody for tampering with crime scene evidence. Despite his unwavering claims of innocence, Clemente found himself arrested and thrust into a nightmare.
Aguirre-Jarquin said he found the women dead, that he tried to help, and that's how their blood got on his clothes and his footprints on the murder scene.
The case against him was built on shaky ground, with flawed eyewitness testimony and a lack of a solid alibi. In 2006, he was convicted of double murder and sentenced to death.
I didn't do it. I don't kill anybody.
For the next 14 years, Clemente Aguirre's life took a dark and unexpected turn. He lived on death row, a place of constant fear and uncertainty. But Clemente did not give up, and justice was right around the corner.
We spoke to his attorney outside of court, and she said she thinks new evidence will acquit him of his convictions.
In 2007, fingerprint analyst Donna Burke's work came into question when it was revealed that she had falsely identified Clemente Aguirre-Jarquin's print on a knife during a review. Subsequent investigation determined that the print was unsuitable for comparison, casting doubt on her identification.
Our focus with Mr. Aguirre will continue to be that he is innocent of these crimes.
In 2011, Aguirre-Jarquin's legal team approached the Innocence Project for assistance in obtaining DNA testing for over 80 pieces of evidence. The results, presented at an evidentiary hearing in 2013, excluded Aguirre-Jarquin as the source of DNA at the crime scene.
DNA tests after Aguirre's conviction failed to place him at the scene. Instead, it was Samantha Williams' DNA that matched.
With Samantha's DNA found at various locations that supported the defense's claim that she may have been the attacker. Furthermore, evidence was presented regarding Samantha's history of mental illness and her confessions.
DNA of the blood stains at the crime scene and the 7 statements by Samantha Williams admitting that she killed her mother and grandmother.
The court noted that the new evidence shifted the focus from Aguirre-Jarquin as the perpetrator to Samantha, creating reasonable doubt about his culpability.
Aguirre's attorney says Cheryl Williams' daughter, Samantha, is the real killer, allegedly telling Aguirre she killed her mother and grandmother because she was hearing voices.
During the second trial's proceedings, a sworn affidavit from Van Sant's current wife contradicted his earlier testimony, further casting doubt on Samantha's alibi. The prosecution dismissed the charges on November 5, 2018, citing new evidence that affected the credibility of a crucial state witness.
But more recent DNA tests showed blood found in the trailer did not match his blood, and a victim's relative confessed to the murders. Aguirre-Jarquin won a new trial on appeal, but on Monday, the state attorney's office dropped the charges altogether.
Nobody believed me back then. No one. Besides my mother, nobody believed me.
Clemente Aguirre-Jarquin was released, but an immigration hold was placed on him by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
And I thank you for it. From the bottom.
With tears in his eyes, Clemente Aguirre-Jarquin thanked his team, his family, and the judge who told him his 15-year nightmare is over.
his lawyers filed a claim for asylum. In January 2019, a petition was filed to declare Aguirre-Jarquin a wrongly convicted person in Seminole County, a crucial step in seeking compensation from the state of Florida.
Because of his immigration status, Clemente Aguirre-Jarquin was initially in federal custody, but he was able to make bond and is now enjoying his freedom for the first time in 14 years.
Clemente Aguirre's story serves as a call to action, inspiring us to fight for justice for those wrongfully convicted and to ensure that the criminal justice system is fair and just. We must all be a part of this fight to ensure that no one is ever again wrongfully convicted.